How does the genealogical timeline from Adam to Jesus, as outlined in the Bible, contribute to our understanding of biblical history and the significance of key prophets and figures mentioned throughout the Old and New Testaments?
To provide a comprehensive timeline including all the prophets and significant figures in the Bible, we need to follow the genealogies and historical accounts from Adam to Jesus. Here's a detailed breakdown, mentioning key prophets and the books in which they appear. From Adam to Abraham. Adam to Noah, Genesis 5. Adam lived 930 years. Seth, born when Adam was 130 years old, lived 912 years. Enosh, born when Seth was 105 years old, lived 905 years. Kenan, born when Enosh was 90 years old, lived 910 years. Mahalalel, born when Kenan was 70 years old, lived 895 years. Jared, born when Mahalalel was 65 years old, lived 962 years. Enoch, born when Jared was 162 years old, lived 365 years, taken by God. Methuselah, born when Enoch was 65 years old, lived 969 years. Lamech, born when Methuselah was 187 years old, lived 777 years. Noah, born when Lamech was 182 years old, Genesis 6-9, the flood. Noah to Abraham, Genesis 11. Shem, born when Noah was 500 years old, 2 years after the flood. Arphaxad, born when Shem was 100 years old. Shelah, born when Arphaxad was 35 years old. Eber, born when Shelah was 30 years old. Peleg, born when Eber was 34 years old. Ru, born when Peleg was 30 years old. Serug, born when Ru was 32 years old. Naah, born when Serug was 30 years old. Terah, born when Naarah was 29 years old. Abraham, born when Terah was 70 years old, Genesis 12-25. From Abraham to Moses. From Abraham to Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Abraham lived 175 years. Isaac, born when Abraham was 100 years old, lived 180 years. Jacob, Israel born when Isaac was 60 years old, lived 147 years. Joseph, born when Jacob was 91 years old, lived 110 years, Genesis 37-50. Israelites in Egypt, 430 years. Moses led the Exodus, lived 120 years, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. From Moses to King David. From Moses to King David, Joshua, Judges, 1 Samuel. Joshua, successor of Moses, led Israelites into Canaan. Period of the Judges, approximately 300 years. Notable judges: Gideon, Samson, Deborah, Samuel, 1 Samuel 1-8. King Saul reigned for 40 years, 1 Samuel 9-31. King David reigned for 40 years, 1 Samuel 16-31, 2 Samuel. From King David to Jesus. From King David to Jesus, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Minor Prophets, Gospels. Solomon, son of David, reigned for 40 years, 1 Kings 1-11. Divided kingdom, Israel and Judah. Prophets in Israel: Elijah, 1 Kings 17-2 Kings 2, Elisha, 2 Kings 2-13, Amos, Hosea. Prophets in Judah: Isaiah, Jeremiah, Micah, Habakkuk, Zephaniah. Other notable prophets: Jonah, Nahum, Joel, Obadiah, Malachi. Babylonian exile: Daniel, Ezekiel, Daniel. Post-exile prophets: Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. From Jesus to today. From Jesus to the present, New Testament. Jesus, born around 4-6 BCE, crucified around 30-33 CE, Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Apostles and early church, Peter, Paul, John, Acts, Epistles. Total calculation. Let's sum these periods. Adam to Abraham. Adam to the flood, 1,656 years. Flood to Abraham, tilde 292 years. Total, tilde 1948 years. Abraham to Jesus. From Abraham to the Exodus, 430 years, Israelites in Egypt. Exodus to King David, tilde 480 years, Judges and early kings. King David to Babylonian exile, tilde 400 years. Babylonian exile to Jesus, tilde 600 years. Total, tilde 2000 years. Jesus to today. From Jesus to the present, tilde 2024 years. Total estimated age, 1,948 plus 2,000 plus 2024 is equal to 5,972 years. This is an estimate based on biblical genealogies and historical interpretations. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to learn more about the Catholic Bible.